Good evening, everyone. Just finished a great team training and recognition, and just wanted to share with you what we did tonight so I could bring the training to you. We are a team that is spread right across this country, and I am so forever grateful for each and every one of you, and I wish we could all be together for team training. So hopefully this video will at least bring together what we talked about tonight. First and foremost, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate each and every one of you and being able to work with you. And, you know, we span from Nanaimo, Victoria, right across to New Brunswick and everywhere in between. And I just feel so grateful to have literally the best team out there. So thank you for being a part of this. And tonight we were talking about really getting this year off to a phenomenal start. We've got so many great things happening this year, so many promotions. As a group, we are going to become a nation for sure this year. I have no doubt in my mind. We are growing month over month, and yeah, just so excited to be on this journey with each and every one of you. So tonight we talked a little bit about January, and January is a month with its own peculiarities. Like every month has something going on in it that makes it a little bit different. And I've worked in this business for 9 years, and every January, you know, is somewhat similar. And I noticed that it tends to be quite slow in the beginning. So if you're sitting there worrying about that, just know that that's often the way January is, that the QV and things start to pick up halfway through the month. People are sort of ready to look at a gathering again and look at getting together again. And, you know, that's just the pattern. So to not to worry about it, and just to we really talked about learning to work your business with the nooks and crannies of your life, and not closing your door and saying, oh, I give up, it's January, it's too slow. And it would be the same for any month. If you look at December, has Christmas. We grew an incredible amount this December, regardless of it being Christmas. And we run businesses, and businesses, you know, that's the thing. They continue. Doesn't really matter what's going on and around us. So it's just us flexing and learning how to deal with how to work our business in and around with what's going on. Recently, we had a teammate talking about her perception of December was that, you know, people were really busy. It was Christmas, and you know, there was no way that, you know, people would be starting businesses. And so she had a list, and she was going to talk to these people in the new year. Anyway, one of the people on the very, very top of her list that she thought would be fantastic at this business was very excited to let her know that she had started her network marketing business on December 21st. Not in Arbonne and not with our teammate. And our teammates, you know, disclosed that it was sort of a real kick in the butt that, you know, it's December. People are still continuing, starting new things and buying products, and that, you know, that was a real learning lesson for her, and really for all of us, that, you know, business continues. So how can we work this business? Because I find often if we shut our doors and sort of think, there's nothing I can do about it, it's January or it's December or it's June or whatever, you know, then it just takes that much more momentum to get started with our business again. So I really encourage you to look at all of our different reach out methods and really practice with them, get comfortable with each of those methods, because they'll come into play at different times of the year, and depending on what you're doing in your life as well. So speaking about all of our reach out methods, we started this evening talking about our list of people that we want to connect with, and really working with that list. I used to have that list on multiple pieces of paper. So I'll just show you my list right now. This is one of the pages of my book. It's not pretty, but it's in a book. And this book helps me keep it all together. And some of you may be well organized and do it that way anyway. But for me, that really helped me in my business, is keeping it all together and adding to that list as you get to know people in your life. We have a great webinar that is done by our very own Regional Vice President, Carmen Hegstrom, where she talks about working with your network and expanding your list. And I really encourage that you watch that. I'm going to pop the link up there on Creed Nation to Be page if you haven't had a chance to watch it, or you can go to the Arbonne website under the source and write in Learn and Burn Carmen Hegstrom, and it will pop up for you. But yes, the importance of having that list and really working with your list and continuing to add to it. It doesn't have to be pretty. You don't have to rewrite it. Just add those names. And then you want to work through that list one at a time. Now, it's important to know what time you have available to work with that list. And I think, all of us are busy. I don't know one single person out there who's not busy. But making this business work is really about looking at the times where you can fit it in, because it does take time. And we have to give it the time it deserves. It is a business, and we want to treat it like a business to get those results. So this is on Transformation Nation under Activity Resources, and this is a resource that I have been using. It's my personal monthly goal worksheet. And I love this part for visually laying out my month. And the way that I use it is I will black out times that I am not available to do Arbonne. And those are times like non-negotiable work time, family time, family events, that your doors are closed, right? No Arbonne. Then I'll identify gray times where my kids may be at a sporting practice that I have 2 hours. I've got to drive them there. I've got to drop them off. I've got to pick them up. But I have some time in there where I could fit in some Arbonne calls. So identify that in gray. And then I identify the times in my life where I can fit Arbonne in, the free times. And, often I think, I don't have any time. And when you actually lay out your schedule this way, sometimes you can see you have a fair few chunks. And sometimes you can see you don't have very many, but you want to work with those that you do have. I also really recommend, to talk about this with your family, right? Your partner, your kids, so that they can see your schedule and they're aware of what you're doing. So you're not just randomly gone, right? You're working your Arbonne business. Again, treating this like the business that it is. If this is a business that you want to grow, you're just giving it that appropriate time. If you were working in another area, you go to work for 8 hours, it's not questioned, right? You're going to work, and we want to establish our Arbonne business this way. We are going to work. The beautiful part about this business is that we don't go for an 8-hour block, right? You can fit in 20 minutes of calls or an hour of calls or 2 hours for a gathering, right? We can put that in. So you really want to use this schedule to look at those times. So then with our reach out methods, I'm not going to go into each of them, but just going to briefly talk about them, focusing mainly on the business ask section. But gold bags. So this is giving out our RE9 kit. Again, on Transformation Nation, if you look at giving out RE9 samples and gold bags, there's more details on this. But giving out of these gold bags, this is how you can have your products working when you're not physically there. Right? So again, I'm using my list and looking at who do I want to give my gold bags out to. I'm going to leave that gold bag with them for 4 days. And so I want to, book when I'm dropping it off. So I want to look in my schedule when, do I have time for drop-offs? And then when do I have time for pickups? So then I'm looking in my list, I'm deciding who's getting my gold bag this week. And then I'm giving them a call. Right? Or I'm talking to them when I'm seeing them. And I like to say, I've got some phenomenal product, or that phenomenal product we were talking about. I'd love to bring out a sample for you to try. It's a full-size sample. You get to try it in your home for the next 4 days, and it's completely free to try. And then I'd love to get your opinion. I'd love to sit down with you and just hear how it worked for you. So you book the appointment to drop it off, and the drop off, you just want to go over very briefly, explaining what is in there. You want to show them the what to expect document. I like to tuck in the ASVP document, and we talked about that. I don't give the whole catalog personally. Some people do. I've tried giving the catalog and not giving the catalog. I find the catalog can sometimes be overwhelming for people, but I like to give in the ASVP document so that they can see the package costs. I've had people go and look on the internet, on the website, and not even try the product because they looked at, a $500 price tag of the retail amount with the RE9 and say the Genius and just decide that's not their budget, versus looking at the ASVP cost, which may be more in line, or even the $190 becoming a preferred client, that might make it more realistic for them. So I do tuck that in there. When I'm dropping that product off, I'm letting people know, if you love it, we have retail prices, but we also have some great discount prices. And when I come back to meet with you, I'll go through all of that and show you how to get just the best deal with the prices, up 20 to 40% off. So leaving the gold bag, making sure you're doing the pickup properly. Again, scheduling it in a time where you can set up the walls of your business. We don't have a bricks and mortar pickup, right? We don't have a store that someone can come to. So we have to set it up. But the beautiful part about our business is that store can move. It can move to their house, can move to your house, can move to a coffee shop. But just make sure that you've set up that time, that you need 20 to 30 minutes of their time. You just got a few questions you want to hear about how their product experience was. I've tried to pick up at daycare pickup, and just don't do that. It's not a great time. I've tried to pick up at someone's workspace in a workday. Didn't really work for me. It's not an appropriate place for them. It was uncomfortable for them. They wanted to rush through it. So I tried to set up, and now going forward, I want to make the most use of the time that I have. I want to be efficient. So I really want to set up the walls of my store in an appropriate time where we can both concentrate. So that's the gold bag. Now, giving out the gold bag, you're giving it out for 4 days. Again, then you've got your list and you're planning, okay, you're going to get it back, you're going to clean it out, and then who's it going to next, right? So while it's out, you could schedule your next drop-off, right? So you're not waiting till you get it back to then schedule. So again, it's just using your time. And when you've got time to do those calls because you've identified it here. And remember, it can just be a space of 20 minutes. I can look at my list and go, okay, this person and this person are getting my gold bags next. So, okay, I've got 20 minutes here, and I'm going to give them a call. And then you're booking that drop-off. Okay. Asking for parties. Again, as we get halfway through January, people are leaving that social Christmas time. They're really wanting to be pampered. Our healthy living is a huge focus. Again, doing a healthy living gathering where people are sampling our shakes. There's all different things to reach out and to connect with people, and just letting people know that our parties can be 4 to 6 people, letting them know it can be an hour and a half long, that you want to come and pamper them. A tip that I've learned through just my own experience is, if they say, well, I'll talk to my friends and I'll get back to you about a date, I try and say, you know what, I find that really hard to do. Because everyone has so many different schedules, I find it's sometimes easier if you pick a couple of dates and say this day or this day, as a hostess, if you're coaching the hostess to say this day or this day. So if you and the hostess can pick that date ahead of time, it's a higher likelihood that party is going to hold. Anyway, I'm not going to go through parties tonight. I'm going to move on. We really did talk about the business ask. And right now we're running a program called the Boost Your Business program. And the idea of that is that you are identifying 10 people over a 6-week period, 10 people per week over a 6-week period that you are going to attempt to connect with, to ask them to take a listen to this business opportunity. Now, in the past, when this type of thing had happened in sort of the start of my business, or similar type of things, I was often, I felt overwhelmed. I felt like, oh my gosh, 10 people, I can't do that. And I really want to challenge you guys to look at it, instead of that you can't do it. I have thought for months about people who I'm going to talk to about my business, but I haven't actually got there. This program simply encourages you to get 10 names down, and then you're going to work as hard as you can, again, in the time that you have, with the list that you've created, to get a hold of as many of those 10 people as you can. If you don't get a hold of the 10 people, that's okay. But the whole point is you've tried, you've practiced, right? Do not leave long, lengthy messages or Facebook people about what you're trying to do. Just ask them, I'd love to connect with you. What's the best time to connect with you? Can you give me a ring back? If you're Facebook messaging them, same thing. What's the best time and number to reach out? I wanted to connect with you over a few things, right? And then when you're connecting with them, to not worry about the perfection of it all, right? people aren't going to know that you're not going in the order that you intended. They're not going to know that you forgot something. They're just going to hear your excitement, right? And you have an opportunity. I want you to look at it that you have an opportunity for them, because sometimes we get a little bit wrapped up. It was easier for me in the beginning to offer the product, and I got really wrapped up about the business opportunity. And someone said, this is an opportunity that could change their lives. And, in reality, this has changed my family's life in a great way. And this is an opportunity that I get to offer to someone else. Whether or not they choose to take a look at that or choose to, continue with that opportunity, that's totally up to them. But it's my job to offer it. So again, working with my list in the time I have, right? You're just going to call up those people, connect with them, and just say, I've got a phenomenal opportunity. I'd love to share it with you. I don't know if it's for you or not, but I'd love to sit down and connect with you a little bit about that. If they live at a distance, then I'm booking a phone call time. If they live close to me, then I'm booking a coffee date, right? But you're booking that time. And you're saying, I don't know if it's for you, but I'd love to share it. In professional organizations, when companies are looking for people to hire, this happens. People search out other people for their opportunity based on the skill set that person has. That skill set would work really well for this opportunity. So we need to look at this business in the same way. You're looking for people in your life that have some skill sets that may work well with this Arbonne opportunity. Okay? So in the meantime, from when you've called them, you've explained that you've got this opportunity. And just going back, I was talking about how people aren't recognizing how, they don't know what order you're supposed to be asking them and talking to them. What they're hearing is your excitement. So you may be nervous. That's totally normal. But think about it in that, what if this opportunity changes their lives? Right? So let that excitement come out. And it's okay to be nervous. In the meantime, between when you're talking to them and you're booking that appointment, if they've said yes, then you're going to send them out an Arbonne opportunity video. Right? You're going to send them out one of our recorded Discover Arbonnes. If you don't know where to find them, or if you're looking for a specific one, reach out, ask us. I've posted a couple of different ones on the Creed Nation to Be page recently. One by a fellow, one by a younger girl. There's many different ones, and of course we have Erin's phenomenal one on Transformation Nation, and that's a real go-to one I use all the time. But send them that so that they have something to watch. If in between the time that you're asking them and meeting them, there's an actual Discover Arbonne that you can invite them to, invite them, right? So when you meet with them, we have a great document, and it's called the Discover Arbonne Follow-Up. And I will post this on our website, our Nation to Be Facebook page. But this is in Transformation Nation, the training website. Okay, this Discover Arbonne follow-up is a great tool that gives you what to say. Because I think it's sometimes, okay, we've done the ask, we've done this huge leap, but now what? Right? And you can get kind of awkward. So this document is fantastic in that it starts right off asking the question, what did you like best? And I love that question because it sometimes helps people steer people away from the, oh, I don't know what to say, or, oh, or what is she going to ask me? What did you like best? Right? It turns it to the positive right away. The second question is, what did you learn? And, often that's when you have people saying, oh, well, I thought it was this, and now I see this. That's interesting. Right? What did you learn? The third question is, do you know people who would be interested in this type of product or looking into making extra income? So that gets them thinking of, who do I know? And that's potentially, you guys, the start of their business right there. The fourth question, on a scale of 1 to 3, 1 being 0 interest in income, 2, you need more information, and 3, you're being very interested and you're ready to go, where are you right now? So in this document, it leads you right through that. If they're a 1, okay, there's some words there that you can use. So I understand we have an incredible anti-aging line where people see clinical results in 24 hours. Why don't I drop a sample off to you? I'd love to get your opinion and see what you think. right? So you're getting them onto the product if they're not on the product already. If they are on the product already, how about having them sample something different that they're not trying yet? If there are two, they're interested but they need more information, you want to schedule a 3-way call with your upline. And this is what I did with Erin when I first started my business. And it's something where that third-party validation, it really helps. But the way that I said it is, my girlfriend Erin, she's been in this business and had incredible success. And I know she can answer lots more questions that you may have, because I know you're considering it. And I'd love to get the 3 of us together on the phone so that we can go through some of those questions. And it may still not be for you, and that's okay. Again, I like to make sure that people know that, because I think that's the fear sometimes is, I don't want to let someone down. Let them know it's okay. So you get the 3-way phone call booked. Okay. The third is they're ready to go. Now, when I first had my first consultant who was sitting in my living room, and she said, "Okay, I'm ready to do this," I didn't know what to do. I was in my house, and I actually ran to my bathroom and hid in the towel section and called Erin and said, "There's someone in my house and she wants to start her Arbonne business." And Erin's like, where are you right now? And I was hiding in the bathroom. She said, "What have you done?" "Well, nothing. I had to call you." So again, having that feeling of, oh my gosh, now what, is completely normal. But you want to sign them up, right? You want to get them started, right? You want to use I want to be an Arbonne consultant. What happens next? Go through the start packages. Sign them up. Take them to the website. Right? Show them how to get going and go through that document of next steps. And again, we're here to help you all along the way. Going back to number 2, if they say they'd like more interest and you're doing the 3-way phone call or the 3-way coffee date, whatever, with that person in your upline, this is the document that we're using. And this is called Arbonne. Is Arbonne a fit for you? This is the business survey. So, I will have this when I'm talking with someone about the business. You can have this too if you're sitting with me or you're sitting with your upline. You can work through this together. I actually don't fill in the lines. I just use this as a guide. But you can fill it in if that makes you feel more comfortable. But this works through what they do, and sort of it brings it down to, is there a need for Arbonne? What will Arbonne bring to their life? So that's what we're using, just so you have the tools. And these are all in Transformation Nation. So those tools are available for you to listen and to use. Okay, so next thing, so again, we talked about, just reiterating, going back to the 10 asks per week, and really, really, really encouraging you, if this is a business that you want to grow and you want to see something happen with, to jump in to this program. Don't let it overwhelm you, but to give it a go, right? To give it a try. If anything, it's going to get the list generated for you, right? It's going to help you. Okay, who am I going to call? It's going to give you some direction. And if you got 2 phone calls in the week and you talked to 2 people and sent out 2 videos, that's probably 2 more than I was going to anyway, right? Now that when I started, these days, yep, I have some great weeks where I send out 14 videos. And maybe there's a week where I only get a hold of 4 people. That's normal. But it's doing it again and doing it again and getting into that habit. So now, the last piece that we talked about was really about keeping your head in the game and the belief. When Erin talked to me first about this business, I said a resounding no. And I'm forever thankful that she continued to connect with me about this business, and in a way that was very gentle and didn't offend me. And she said, I know that you think that this might not be for you. And I had said right away, I don't like sales and I'm not into that. And she said, you have a lot of characteristics or qualities that would make you quite successful in this business. I truly believe it. And I'd love to just connect with you a little bit further. And I'm so glad she stuck with me. And what I heard from her was this belief in the products, belief in the company, and belief in the potential that I could do it, right? And that's really important. So keeping your head in the game, not getting dragged down by the January blues, right? Not letting that happen. But let's be real, that does happen. And so it's how we deal with it and what steps we take next that's really, really helpful. And so these are some of my strategies that really help me get moving forward. So the first is really plugging in, attending any trainings that you possibly can. I've had to travel for an hour and a half to get to trainings, or 2 hours. I have to take a ferry sometimes to get into Vancouver to go to trainings, but it's worth it, you guys. Every time I go to training, I come back and my cup is filled and I learn stuff. So if you can make it happen, absolutely. Sometimes you can't, right? Sometimes you can't, but can you follow up and find out what happened at the training? Give your upline a call. Right? What can you do on your own? So you can watch the videos. There's these amazing, amazing Eye on Arbonne that are now coming in our boxes, which I'm so happy about. I love this one, our very own Carmen Hegstrom. And there's lots of pictures of our team in this one. So that's a great one that's just started coming in my boxes. So hopefully it's coming in yours as well. There's lots of different Eye on Arbonne. I save these, you guys, and I use them to give out to people, but I also read them for myself. They are so inspiring. Okay? You can get the paper copy, and you can also go to the Arbonne website, go to the source, and write in Eye on Arbonne. If you know the name of the person that you're searching for, you can put in their name directly. And then you can save that and send it to someone on Facebook, on email, whatever, or you can print it off. If I'm prospecting someone who has a particular profession, go and have a look and see if there's someone that has an Eye on Arbonne with that similar profession. That may help that person connect more to how Arbonne might work for them. So Eye on Arbonne are a big one. Another one is Learn and Burns. Learn and Burns are also off the source, and you just literally go to the source and you write in the search bar at the top, Learn and Burn. Each month has 3 to 4 Learn and Burns. Again, a great one that I'll recommend is one that our very own Carmen Hegstrom has done, and that is a phenomenal one on sort of building out your network and your list of people to call, and really working with your network to build that list. So I really, really recommend that one. So if you wanted to find that, you would go to the source and write in Learn and Burn Carmen Hegstrom, and that would pop up as well. So Learn and Burns, they have them. Click into them, plug into them. Some may speak to you more than others, right? But you can go right back. You can go Learn and Burn January 2015, January 2014, and they'll all come up. So go through those Learn and Burns. As you find good ones, I really encourage you guys, please post for the rest of us. Sometimes I've found the most when we have a VP group, and people have said, oh, I just listened to this amazing Learn and Burn. And, it's sometimes been extremely poignant for me. So absolutely, feel free to post on our Nation to Be page what's spoken to you at that moment with the Learn and Burn. Love to hear from you. So Learn and Burns are great. The next thing is books. We have lots of books that are out there. We have a list on Transformation Nation, the website, of suggested readings. So things like GoPro by Eric Worre, and then there's a litany of others. These books, they deal with all sorts of things, all different aspects of your life, but they are so helpful. They're like a textbook, and they can really add to your business. They can also add to your personal growth outside your business. So it's kind of a double win, really. So really plugging into those. So those are the things that really help me keep my head in the game. And the other thing is activity. Nothing feels as good as activity. So sometimes that phone looks like it might weigh 900 pounds, and there's no way your hand can possibly reach to it. But I really encourage you guys, the best way to get out of the blues, or how am I going to start my business, is just literally to put one foot in front of the other. So I really, really encourage you, get your list, take a look at your schedule. None of this has to be printed out in calligraphy, okay? Just get it written down, right? Don't worry about painting your office first. Just start one foot in front of the other and start your business. Okay? We are absolutely here to help. I'd love to hear from you. It's never a bother at all. You can Facebook me. You can message me, whatever, right? We have lots of team members that you can reach out to. Use Transformation Nation Facebook page and Creed Nation page and Donovan region page and all of those. And the Hegstrom region page. Use all of those as a resource. If you've got a question, something you're wondering about, get it on there. There's a huge number of us, and we've all probably, dealing with the same thing, or we've dealt with that, and we're all a team together right across this country, and amazing things are happening this year. So don't be afraid, and don't think it's a bother. I totally look forward to hearing from you. So anyway, that's it for tonight. So thank you so much for coming to training, and excited to chat with you as we finish up January strong. Okay, you guys, have a great night, and we'll talk soon.